hating on Canelo right now. Everybody say, I always hate on fighters. No, I'm telling you what it is. I'm telling you guys what it is. Okay? I'm not being a fanboy. All right? I'm sorry. I'm not being a fanboy. I'm just telling you what it is. So, you couldn't knock out a guy that was 14 pounds below your weight. If Canelo is considered great, he needs to do great things.
Those were the words of Hall of Famer Tim Bradley, also broadcaster Tim Bradley, that Canelo should have knocked out Jermell Charlo, who's coming up 14 pounds from 154 to 168. Now, before I get to Tim Bradley's comment, one thing I do agree with what Tim Bradley said is that this fight was not going to be competitive. You know, people were telling me at the gyms, I heard on YouTube, at work, they would tell me this fight is going to be a good fight. Jermell's going to give a competitive fight. I did not think Jermell was going to give a competitive fight because there are levels. And I think Jermell Charlo is a good fighter. He's not a great fighter. Plus, coming up 2 weight classes, been out the ring for 16 months, and you're fighting an elite fighter, as Coach Malachi would say, an apex predator, and you're supposed to go in there and beat Canelo or give a competitive fight. I did not see it happening. And like most PBC fighters, you talk about the Spences, the Benavides, and the Charlos, they are weight bullies. They fight at lower weight classes because they can't compete at the weight classes they are supposed to be at. Jermell Charlo's size and power was non-existent against a Canelo Alvarez, but it was against a fighter like Castano, who's a 154-pounder. Now, what Tim Bradley is saying, he doesn't think this win against Jermell Charlo is a great win for Canelo because it was a mismatch. And he's saying, you brought a guy up from 154 to 168, you should have knocked him out. And if Canelo's an elite fighter like everybody says he is, he should have knocked him out. Those are Tim Bradley's words. He has a right to his opinion. But on the other hand, you cannot knock everybody out, especially a guy that is running, whose goal is to survive the fight, or collect that 20, 25 mil, or whatever you got. You know what I mean? And he brings up the Inoue fight against Butler. Butler was doing the same thing, something similar to Jermell Charlo, what Jermell Charlo was doing. And he said Inoue found a way to get him out. And that's what Canelo should have done, according to Tim Bradley. And of course, I disagree with Tim Bradley. You can't knock out somebody who does not want to fight, or it's hard to knock out somebody who doesn't want to engage. Bottom line is this: Canelo thought he was fighting a lion that night. He ended up fighting a baby cub. Anyway, let me know what you think about Tim Bradley's comments. Jay Beasy, I'm gone.